Hello everybody, my name is Julian of Flow Graphics and welcome to another episode of Game Dev Diaries. So like you can see on the screen right now, I've been working on tons more level design. I know the last episode was level design. This is a bit more interesting. I've actually started and almost finished creating the town scene. So this is going to be where you go to buy and sell and trade and do quests and interact with all the villagers. And I've done tons and tons of work on the town. So it's a pretty cool video. I'm going to run through the whole town and show you where half the game takes place and what it looks like. And just before I go through all that, I'm going to show you some really cool UI changes that I made and how I did this whole sort of building edit system. But yeah, look, tons of progress this week. I can't wait to show you all. There's a lot of systems and things that I've also made to do with like a lighting system that turns on lamps and all sorts of things during nighttime, like you can see here. And I made this huge village where a lot of stuff's going to happen. And a lot of the game is going to take place inside this village. So look, let's get straight into this. I'm going to show you how this UI system works. So I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's pretty awesome. And what this is used for is actually for the building edit. For once you placed a building part, you can click on building sort of pieces and edit them, change sort of the style if you want to make it stone or wood or whatever style you want it to be, and then you can paint it. So depending on if the style has paint options, you can actually paint the building part to match whatever sort of taste that you want and customize it. This is all just visual. It's all just sort of what, making it more your home and making it custom to you. And there's tons and tons of different options. We can paint it to dark wood, red paint, yellow paint, and then we can see we have some different paints here that are locked because we can't afford them. And all of this UI automatically populates based on what the actual thing is. So if we upgrade to stone, you can see it changes the prefab, but if we go to the paint thing here, you can't paint stone, so it's just set at the one option there. But if we go back to wood, we have all the options here. And then if I go back to the wall here, it's got different options, and you can set all these, and it's all based on the sort of the scriptable objects that are attached to these to make this working. This all automatically populates. So basically all the different build items are all scriptable objects, and it reads those objects and then just gets all of that data and then just puts it into the UI. So it's really sort of streamlined and easy to be able to make building parts, because everything else surrounding the building parts just automatically just works. Like we've set it up in a way where we wanted to make it really, really easy to make tons and tons of different styles and building parts and skins for those styles and all the different stuff that you need. So yeah, look, that's just a bit of an update on that side of it. I've spent a fair while working on that system to get it up and running. Still got a couple bugs, but it's pretty much there. So yeah, look, let's check out the town island, because that's something I'm pretty excited for. I've done a lot of work on that. So let's head on over to the town. Okay, so this is where you start the whole game. This is the entrance to the town. If you may have seen stuff from the town island in earlier videos a while ago, I've completely remade the whole town from the ground up. So it's all completely different. So I'm just going to run through it now and show you. So this is a little sort of nice little pathway. There's a big forest that sort of encompasses half this sort of terrain. So you have to run through a little bit of that. This is the first sort of NPC's house, which is stuck on the tree, which is the lumberjack house. So this is one of the sort of main characters of the game, the lumberjack. And this is where you buy and sell all the wood that you gather. This is where you can buy new axes and upgrades for weapons and tools from this guy. And he's, one of the sort of cool characters in the game. And you can see got this little sort of farm here. The funny story, the farm is literally just rows of different colored grass, and it just sort of looks a bit like a farm. So you can see that there's large portions that still are unfinished, like here. So I've just sort of filled in the areas, specific areas that I'm sort of working on, and then the areas that aren't sort of finished yet, you can see they're just sort of left bare. But yeah, so making our way to the town, there's a couple bridges that are all going across here. I'll go through this way for now though. So if we go over here, this is where we first enter the town, and you can see it's a bit different sort of scenery than what you guys are probably used to seeing in the sort of the devlogs, because it's all just been nature so far. It's all just been on the sort of the player's island where it's fully nature, and then all of a sudden now we've got sort of all these houses and buildings, and it's completely different scenery. And yeah, I'm really, really liking how this is looking. All of this is made with all the assets that I've made for Lens Island. I think the only things that I haven't personally made from scratch are the vegetables, the actual vegetables that are in these little containers, and these vines here. Everything else I've made, and those will be replaced soon anyway. I just sort of put them there just to get a sort of idea of how they look. But yeah, so it's really nice seeing all the assets that I've made in the town, looking really cool. This is going to be the main sort of hub. So all these little houses, this is where you basically buy and sell all of your fruit and vegetable and all the stuff that you do from farming. And there'll be another little market here that you'll be able to buy and sell stuff from there. This is the main blacksmith, so you'll be able to buy and sell all sorts of weapons and upgrades from the blacksmith. If we go up the hill here, this is the stonemason. So this is where you'll get most of your pickaxes in the game. It's from the stonemason. And then you actually buy and sell stone and other sort of gems and crystals and things. There's a fire sound somewhere in the game. I don't know where it's coming from, but we'll ignore that for now. And yeah, this is where one of the knights will live, so you'll be able to buy weapons and stuff from the knight. There'll be another market here that you'll be able to buy and sell sort of produce and materials. And then just tons more little houses and things. Like, obviously this isn't done yet. Some areas are still looking a little bit bare, but I've just sort of been laying out the whole village and trying to get an idea of what it's going to look like and the flow and the layout. I guess I'm at a bit of a roadblock right now where I've got this sort of layout and this idea, but I'm not sure what else to do. I'm going to leave it for a little bit, level design, because I'm just not sure what exactly to do on the pirate island, what exactly to do with these plots of lands around the edge of the island or the edge of the town here. And even like little things like this little bit of land, like do I just make it forest and a beach, or do I make something interesting there? I'm just not sure. So I'll get all your feedback. Feel free to leave all your ideas in the comments. I'd absolutely love some more ideas because I've been cramped up at home by myself making this. So it's good to get different perspectives. So you would have seen this in this sort of intro sequence, but this is, I don't have a name for whatever villager's going to live in this house yet. I just keep calling it the nature person because they're all like nature-y weapons, but it sort of looks like a hobbit hole from like Lord of the Rings. That was sort of a bit of my inspiration making this. But yeah, there's going to be like a really cool sort of nature wizard dude, or woman, I'm not sure yet, that lives in this house, and you can see some of the weapons and shields and things that you can buy from this person. So there'll be several NPCs and people all throughout the game, and a lot of them will have their own sort of theme and their own sort of difference, and they will sell weapons and tools and all sorts of things that sort of go with that whole theme. So if I go over here too, this is where the sort of fisherman village is. So if I go up here, this is like a little tiny island that sort of branches off the main town where we've got some fisherman houses. So this is where you'll be able to buy and sell other sorts of things, and there'll be an NPC that lives here. And then the fisherman village leads us on to what I'm calling the pirate island. So this is going to be another little island that's off the sort of chain of islands here. And there's going to be pirates that live here. So you can see where I've sort of laid out some houses and where things are going to be. It's not fully done yet, but on the sort of the pinnacle or the peninsula or whatever of the island here, there's going to be all these sort of docks that all go around here, and there's going to be a pirate ship and a pirate, and he's going to be the main sort of trader that you get stuff from. So he'll have a very specific sets of weapons and tools that he sells, but then also there will be a ship or a boat that will park here in the water, and every so often that will leave and come back, and will have different things. So that will be a cool way to always sort of come here and just see what he currently has to trade, because there will always be different weapons and resources and things coming in and out that you'll be able to buy and sell from that guy. If I quickly go, let's exit this and go into the scene view. So yeah, this is where we started. I guess the idea for the town is that it's a little sort of coastal town, and there'll be a big mountain range that sort of divides it. So you have to go through this big mountain in order to get here. That's why the town's really secluded and not many travelers come through, because it's sort of on a bit of a dead end and you have to sort of go through a whole mountain to get here. So there's this big forest. All of this will be forest section. Pretty much this whole green patch here will be sort of dense forest. You can see these two little plots of sort of land that I've sectioned off here. One of these will be the goblin. There'll be a goblin dude who'll live on the island, because I've made a whole set of goblin weapons that look really cool. And the other one will be a mage. She'll be probably a girl, like a mage, will live at the back here and sell a lot of, the mage will be a lot of like the higher tier, pretty cool looking weapons that you get sort of later in the game. And I'm not sure what to do with this. I think I might just make this sort of more farmland out the front here. And then it flows onto the pirate island, which will be a couple NPCs that live here. And then I still need to sort of figure out more ways to detail and fill in the rest of the town, and also what I'm going to do for these little plots of land here. I might just do more farms and forest. So you can see it's really starting to take shape. If you've seen way older videos, probably like 5 or 10 Game Dev Diaries ago, you could see I had a town, but it was really, really basic. It was just a lumberjack house here, like right here was a lumberjack house, and there was a little villager man here, and that was it. And I'd sort of had a bit of an idea, but I pretty much completely scrapped that and remade it from the ground up. And I'm really, really liking the layout of this. I think it flows really nicely. It's a really good size and scale where it doesn't take too long to constantly sort of run from this bridge to the town and back to your home island. So it's not annoying having to run everywhere all the time, but it's a big enough scale where there's still things that it's still adventurous. There's still stuff to find and explore and find new things for the first time, which is really important. So that's basically it for this video. There's been a lot more progress in the combat areas. Like I've mentioned in earlier videos, I've now got my friend Martin working on the game with me. So he's a programmer, he's an amazing game designer. So I've been handling a lot of the level design, the art, the UI in the past sort of couple months. And then Martin's been working heavily on the systems and the combat and the programming. I'm pretty much redoing all the stuff that I made because I made it really bad. And I'm not a programmer, I just sort of did the best I could do. And he's remaking a lot of the systems from the ground up to make them way more robust, way more flexible, and just better in every way. So I've got a lot of really, really cool sort of attack and combat system updates for you guys, which I'll be showing you in the next video, which will be around a week and a half from now. And yeah, look, I hope you enjoyed this update. Give me some ideas. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback on this town and what I can improve on and what I can change. So as always, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have an amazing day. It's been Julian or Flow Graphics here. See ya.